Alright folks, welcome back to the shop. Today we're dealing with a surplus pistol of the Ruski type. This is, excuse me, this is a Tokarev. This particular version is a Romanian TTC, although they came in many variations. You had the TT30s, was the original variation of it, then the TT33s, and so on and so forth. Most of your Soviet bloc or Soviet armed countries had some variation of this. I mean, China, Hungary, North Korea, Vietnam, they're still manufactured in Khyber Pass, so they're still making variations of this thing. 1931ish, I think, is when it was designed and started testing, like actual troop testing, and then came into service, and I think served till the early to mid 50s, where it was replaced by the Makarov. It was designed to replace the aging Nagant revolvers that have been around since the Tsar was still in charge. The guns themselves never really had safeties on them. They weren't designed that way. This is a U.S. import requirement for them to be imported. A lot of people will pull these bullshit safeties out of them, and then I've seen them weld up the holes and things like that, and just to kind of restore them and then reblue them. But whatever, man. Pretty simple guns. They're extremely robust. They can absolutely take a beating. Very similar functionality to 1911. It uses a John Browning tilting barrel design. It's even got a barrel link and everything else. Where it really starts to differ is in the sear mechanisms here, and you'll see that as we take it apart. Nothing really super special about it. It's 7.62 by 25 Tokarev, which is a pretty stout round. It's got some power, and most say that it can defeat even soft body armor, using as 80 or 85 grain ball ammo. They're pretty stout cartridges. We'll get to taking it apart. Up here, you have this barrel bushing similar to the 1911. You have got to depress that little deal there, just like you would your 1911s, and then rotate this bushing out of the way. And this is a pretty stout spring, and getting this to rotate it around, you have to get it below. Come on, dude, stop being an ass. I got my punch stuck now. There we go. Now I got you. Or I thought I got you. Fuck over. There we go. Now, when you pull this bushing out, you really need to hold on. Like I said, this spring really wants to come out of there pretty quick. Once you have that done, you need to pull this out just like a 1911, except you don't have to line anything up. But what you do have to do is pull this little retaining clip here, and they come pretty easy usually, just like that. Alright, guy, come on. There we go. Little clip come off there, and now you can just push your slide stop down, which is also your link pin. And you can see the similarities there with the 1911 as far as guide rod, and then your linked barrel. This was an update that they did there. This used to only have like half locking lugs, and then just for simple ease of manufacturing, they just changed it to the locking lugs going all the way around. That's the only reason they do that. The link pin just kind of knocks out. It's no big deal. I'm going to leave it. To get your firing pin out, it's pretty straightforward. All you have to do is push this pin. I don't know if you see that it's a split pin on one side there. really don't have to whack it that hard, man. But you can see that's got like a little split pin in it. They come out pretty easy. It's no big deal. Just there, just so that the firing pin and spring don't go launching across the room. Your extractor here, it does come out. Just same thing, knock a pin through here. These are pretty tight. I generally don't take them out unless I'm replacing something. Little spring back there, no big deal. Other than your rear sight, that's all there is to the slide. I'm gonna go ahead and do magazine. Magazine comes apart like anything else. You got that little tab there, and this is going to be on the Romanian. I don't know if they're all the same or not. To be honest, there's too many of them out there to. But it comes out pretty magazine-like. From here, your sear and hammer and all that other stuff actually just pulls out of the gun, just like that. There's nothing holding it in once you got the slide on. I mean, that's really all there is to that. Now you have, in this case, this safety here that just pushes out, and it's got a little detent on it. Again, this is just I believe it's Century Arms that imported this. Yeah, Century Arms, and this is how they dealt with the safety thing. They're not all like that, so don't think that they are. Your magazine release comes out. It's the same thing. It's a split pin that you just got to knock out. Like so. And it springs back there. A spring, and then the split pin. And then the other half of that just falls out in the front. Now, the grips are kind of goofy looking, and you're wondering how those come out. There's actually, I don't know if you can see, let me get a light for you. Inside the mag well, you see that little kind of a tab there? I don't know if I'm... You actually have to rotate that, and there's one on each side of the gun. Really, here, I wonder if this does any better for us. There's two tabs. There's let's see, that one there, kind of in the middle of the grip, and then there's one here at the bottom of the grip, and I'll show you once I get them off. But you just reach in there and you just rotate it, and it pops off, and there you can see that little tab there is what you use. And there's one here now that you can reach easy, and it just pops off, and that's all there is to pulling those grips out. Now, the hard part is going to be getting the trigger, and it just rotates down like that. If you the trigger return spring here, you just push that in, and you can rotate that out. This is the little nub there that interacts with this safety. It's one of the upgrades there. And then this spring you can just pull out like that. There's a pin in the frame, and I don't know if you can actually see where that pin sits, but it's right here. Don't worry about knocking that out. There's no reason for that, because this spring, once you get the trigger out, you know, it comes out real easy. The only thing left to do now is to pull apart your sear block, hammer block, whatever you want to call this. There's only two pins you have to worry about on this. This third pin here that's blocking this spring, no reason to pull that out at all. Your sear and your disconnector guy here, or sear block, I don't know. And I need a smaller bunch. There we go. Pull that pin out, and this guy will just pop right out. That's your sear and sear spring. And your sear block will come out. And now I just pull the actual hammer pin itself out. Ooh. That spring will kind of want to launch on you, keep that in mind. I mean, it's a pretty stout, it's a hammer spring, so it's going to be stout. And that's it. I mean, that's the whole gun taken apart right there. I'm going to wipe some stuff down. It's a little gooey, and then we'll come back and we'll put this thing back together. I'll make 2 separate videos on this one, I guess. Thanks for watching. Give me a like, share, subscribe, thumbs up. Let me know if you got any questions or any comments down in the doobly-doos. We'll holler at you later.